Let's see if we are live. Just a second. See if this is all going well. If I can hear myself. Just a second. Let's see if we are live. Yeah, seems to be in order. Hey guys, thank you for tuning into another live stream. And today we're gonna focus on the Audi S8, which is the most luxury car that Audi has to offer, and it is performance oriented. So also, this year, 2023, was all about Audi. I'm thinking next year I will focus on Volvo, if you don't mind. If you have any other suggestions, then please let me know. But I'm thinking about Volvo. So I could also throw in some more Mercedes in there because that's actually where most of the viewers probably want to see. But you gotta let me know, right? I might also do a combination between Volvo and Mercedes. That might also be a suggestion. But let's focus on the Audi S8 right now. So the Audi S8 basically came onto the market. The Audi A8 came into the market 95, 96-ish. And it was a direct rival for the 7 Series from BMW and the S-Class and maybe even the Lexus, the LS. But Audi was new to this. But Audi already did it very well in the beginning because they had an aluminium space frame, they called it. So the car was quite lightweight. They had quattro four-wheel drive system on it as well. So let's see the A8. And then we are going to see, we can add some more filters. Let's see. No, I want to be able to S8. Yeah, this is more like it. So 50 pieces, cars we can find on the internet. So 2003 is the second generation. I think 98. Now I have to know. Let me just see when the first S8 came to the market. I have to tell you guys when it came to the market here. Let's see. The S8, yes, the first generation. So that's the D2, came onto the market in 96, yeah, which had a 4.2 liter V8. Yeah, kind of basic. And the second generation that came onto the market in 2006, and this one had the V10. So this is also second generation here, but this one has the 3.7, and I suppose that's a V6. Could also be a V8, but I'm not sure. So this one is 5K, which is not a lot, but when you look at the kilometers, it has driven almost 330,000, which is a lot. It's an S-Line, it still looks quite nice. I think these cars aged quite well. Yeah, only this looks a little bit dated at the back, but this still looks kind of fresh. Yeah, it's a car that's 20 years old. 20 years ago it was new. Now it's old. Quattro. Yeah, it still has its charm, right? I think so. Nice S-Line rims here. Nice interior with the wood and everything. Come on, it's like it's almost like a gentleman's club in here. You know, it's crazy. 280 plus horsepower, and this must be a 5-speed automatic or something, but I will check. Hey, it's not bad for 5K, but you're buying a car that you, I think, at least need to put another 5K in it to stay ahead of problems. And these cars are really money pits. They are. I mean, you cannot buy a car 20 years later for 5K and expect it's all going to be hunky-dory. It's not going to be like that. Okay. So let's see. It's an 8-cylinder. All right. I don't think they mess around with 6-cylinders. So it's an 8-cylinder, almost 4 liters, 280 horsepower. It's a petrol car. It's not a diesel. Was introduced in February of 2003. That's exactly when I turned 18. I'm 38 now, so you know. Anyway, let's see. I think it's a beautiful car, and for an 8-cylinder, yeah, it's a lot of kilometers. But those V8s from Audi, they're quite bulletproof. At the same time, when you need replacement for certain parts, you have to. Your wallet will become lighter very quickly, very easy. V8 you can rev to 6,500 RPM here. I think it still looks quite nice. 5K, guys. You would be very tempted to do that, but again, it's just a high technology car that's 20 years old, has lots of kilometers on it, but it looks still nice. The leather, the configuration, it's a nice car. You're gonna be so happy if you have to do lots of miles in a car like this. Yeah, of course, the petrol will go in there very fast. um, but yeah, for 5K you buy a whole lot of a car, all right? And it's an S8. Is it an S8? It's an S line. All right, so we're moving on. S line is basically like an AMG line or an M line, you know, what all these manufacturers do nowadays. But let's just look for an S8, a real S8. So this is the 4.2. This is not necessarily an S8. This is supposed to be an S8. And this came onto the market in, they say 96, but I believe also it's the late 90s. So this is a real S8, right? So this has the 4.2 8-cylinder. How many horsepower? It has not that many horsepower, I suppose. Let's see. 340, which was back in the day quite a lot, but it's also a heavy car. Not as heavy as a 7 Series or S-Class because this is aluminium space frame. But yeah, I remember the days when they came out. This was like Audi was really making a statement. Yeah, you can tell this is the 90s right here. So, okay, 200,000 kilometers driven. I don't really believe that, to be honest. They say that this car is originally Dutch, so that's good. So you can track back the history. This car weighs 1725 kilos, so it's not a lot for such a big car. And you have 340 horsepower at your disposal. And this is a quattro all-wheel drive car, so it's very usable to put that power on the road. I mean, I never driven a car that has 300, yeah, north of 300 horsepower, but I'm sure that this is a car that gives you great confidence, also because of the four-wheel drive system that's on it. Yeah, it's quite dated, of course. It's 98. I mean, but as you know from previous videos, this is actually, I prefer these kind of Audis. I mean, the old school Audis, I think they are very beautiful. Mm. So let's see if we can get a newer S8. This is all V8 cars. This is also another S8 2000. I want a little bit newer. So this is also 98. Show me something. 98. This is 2007, the 5.2 V10. All right. So this is from a time when the world was crazy. The world is crazy now, but that's a different kind of crazy in a fun way because they just put a V10 engine in a car like this. It was the same engine block that they put in the Lamborghini actually from the time. Because Audi acquired Lamborghini around that time as well. So they shared the engine. It had a V10. It's crazy. But they also made V12 TDI engines back then. It's just Volkswagen and Audi were like showing off how much potential they had, basically. And this is before all the climate hippies were active. And this is a different era. You know, this is before the financial crisis. You know, sky was the limit. And we had lots of money, then I'm just driving a V10. Why not? It's not that long time ago, but you can see how society changes and how cars change as well. Look at look at this. I mean, it's just funny, right? It is this a decent car? Is this how you get respect? I don't know. But it's funny though. It's fun. Um, yeah. Let's see. I still think it's a pretty car. Look, a 5.2 V10 engine. I think it produces north of 500 horsepower or something like that. Ceramic brakes on it. Ooh, this didn't age very well, but what do you expect? It's leather. Mm-hmm. Yeah, back then this looked like a spaceship, right? You had buttons for navigation, camera, CD, telephone with Bluetooth. So we have the miles here and we have the kilometers here in orange and the miles here in white. So I'm not even sure if this is an original Dutch car, but it looks nice. S8, Miltech exhaust system on it, air suspension. Yeah, those things will break the first and it's gonna hurt you in your wallet very hard. Bang & Olufsen. Yeah, you can tell the age by the leather here. It's probably has done lots of miles. Here also around 200,000, which I find a bit shady. If you find a few of these S8s and they're all around 200,000, then you have to do a little bit more research, because maybe at 215k you need to do certain maintenance that is really costly. We don't know that. I didn't do the research, but when you see a pattern occur when you search for cars, then it's best to do a little bit more research. So from a 5.2 V10, they managed to extract 450 horsepower, which is, yeah, it's a lot, of course, but they could go further if they want to. This is naturally aspirated, no turbos, no nothing. Back then it was just lots of cubic inches, just to have that performance. No turbochargers yet. Of course, they had the 1.8 turbo and they have the TFSIs and the TFSIs. Maybe around that time, that's when they were introduced, turbocharged engines. But this one is not. This is old school. And it was imported in 2007. And they say the car was built in July of 2007. So it's yeah, strange. So it's probably a car imported from Germany, which makes it all a little bit more shady. Not that those cars are bad or anything, but it's all with these cars, you want service history, right? You want to know that this car had the best that they could get, and they have all the service intervals done. But usually when you buy a car like this, I don't know what cost new to above 200,000 euros, something like that, 215k or something. Like, you're gonna cheap out on maintenance. I don't know. First of all, I don't know who would buy such a car like this. Maybe somebody that was big on the internet back then. Who knows, you know? But it's fantastic those days when they had just a V10 in the nose of a car, and it makes a car very heavy. You can't really, it's not like an M3 or something where it's very agile. No, it's not. It's a big lump, and when you drive on the autobahn, it's fine. When you go straight, it's probably a very nice car to travel lots of kilometers in, but it's not a sports car in any regard. It's not. So let's move on. This is 2006. Let's see what we have here. 2006 as well. Almost 30k, which is a lot, but probably it didn't drive that much yet. Yeah, it's all right. 170,000. Yes. Look. Yeah. Let's do this. Looks nice, huh? Also V10 S8. Get lost. All right. it looks nice, but at the same time it's a little bit tacky for a luxurious car. All this carbon look and stuff. I don't know. I don't get it. Actually, it looks nice, yeah, definitely, but it's not necessary. Hmm. Yeah, here the leather still looks good. The steering wheel still looks kind of fresh and clean. That's the difference. You see the roof here; it's all Alcantara. It's the Bang& Olufsen, the whole shebang. It's all in here. Also here in the, yeah, it's nice. Audis are very nice, but 30K almost. Here you have a 3-liter TDI, but it's just an A8 from 2015. It's even a little bit cheaper than this one, but this is the S8. Let's move on. This is also an S8 apparently. This is the, here you have the 4-liter TFSI. Here they jumped. Also, I think this is also a V8, but they had the 4-liter with a turbocharger, and they probably extracted way more horsepower from a car like this. This car is fairly recent, 2012. Yeah, it's also getting older, of course, but this is a more recent S8. And I still remember the videos on the YouTube platform from all the people that reviewed it, and they said it's just a magnificent car. I think it aged quite well, actually, but it's 34K. Yeah, it's a beautiful item, Audi. I can't deny it. It's a little bit clinical somehow, like you're entering a hospital or dentist, dentist appointment, and you're sitting in the waiting room. It's all a little bit clinical, but at the same time, when you sit behind it, it all looks nice, and I think it aged fairly well for the time. Yeah, you got everything that you want. Okay, this looks like it's Dutch. So they went from a little bit under 9K to 17, almost 17.5K in 1 year between intervals. So this car has been driven quite a lot, which is good, I suppose. Yeah, they went from 38 to 61. From 61, they drive over 100,000 kilometers. Here, 141. So this car has been driven quite a lot, and that's good for a car like this. It's mostly highway kilometers. Here they went to a Volvo specialist, and then they went back to an Audi dealer. Let's see what did. This is just a normal service. Valley Audi. Okay, this is Audi in Ede, Veenendaal. So he jumped from garage to garage. Maybe because he's very busy with work. I don't know. Maybe his car tells him you need a service interval, and I just go, Google search a certain garage where I am that day for an appointment, and I just send it there. Who knows? But I always find it interesting because this can tell you something about the owner. And here you see he only did an inspection and changed the oil and did nothing else. And here he did so he changed the oil here as well, and here he checked all the other things as well. So it also tells you what he does. So yeah, here he did everything, here he did everything, here he only did a few things, maybe because it was not necessary, but it's kind of funny because here he jumped from 61 to more than 100,000 kilometers, and here he didn't do much. Here he did a few things. Yeah, who am I to say that? I don't know these cars, I don't know the service interval, but it's always, it can create certain questions about what the previous owner did with the car. And especially, I can't stress it enough, when you buy a car like this, do your research. I mean, I have videos on this channel here explaining about the A8 and the S8. So if you want a little bit more in-depth information about a car like this, the videos is already online. All right, let's see. Let's move on. So this is 2014, 2015. This looks funny. Also probably tuned by ABT, which is a tuning company focusing on Volkswagens and Audis. Yeah, here you see ABT It's not very clear to see. The Quattro grille, and this is where Audis get a little bit over the top, right? It's like it's turning to show off. Mm, okay, nice. Mm. This also this means that somebody really lost the registration or something went wrong with the administration of the car. It doesn't really indicate anything good sometimes, you know. Leather is a little bit dirty here, or is it leather? Alcantara, I don't know, but it looks fairly nice. I don't know if it's tuned by ABT as well. Let's see, what time is it actually? Oh, okay, nice. Hmm. It's all a bit tacky somehow. When you buy a car like this, you're not 16 years old. I mean, you probably have a lot of money, probably have a responsible job, or you're a drugs dealer. Either either way, it's kind of tacky, you know. But yeah, maybe you want to see this because you spend extra money on it. I don't know. It's yeah. Let's move on. I want to see what it does, but it has 640 horsepower. That's crazy. That's crazy. 4-liter V8 with turbocharged technology, and they probably tweaked the performance by software upgrades, stuff like this. Yeah, it's an import car as well. It was built in May of 2014, and it was imported in May as well, which is, I don't know, could be. Um, it has done 122,000 kilometers, and it has 640 horsepower, which is, yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. Um, you will burn a lot of tires with with a car like this. And at the same time, it's an uber luxury sedan for covering great distances in Europe, United States, China, wherever you are. Yeah, it does have a certain charm. I mean, personally, I like the S63 AMG models a bit better, maybe, but Audi has a certain charm. It's very high tech. People like that nowadays. Everybody is so into tech. So Audi really covers that ground more. I would say BMW is more for the sports orientated driver that really likes driving as well. They really focus on that. That's really the driver's brand, I would say. Mercedes is more about luxury and comfort, and Audi is really about technology. I mean, of course, nowadays a Mercedes and BMW is also full of technology, but a lot of things like Audi goes a little bit over the top, right? And their slogan is also Voorsprong door techniek. So we have the edge, or we have the leap ahead because of we put so much technology in the car. So that's basically the brand philosophy. Let's move on to see what else we got. 2015. All right, I want a little bit more recent. So this is 2017, not even 100,000 kilometers driven. It's the same 4-liter TFSI S8. Now it's getting a little bit more expensive. So we're going to see the other one had 640 horsepower. We're going to see what this has. It's a beautiful car, isn't it? I mean, it has a certain luxury, certain style, certain class. Still looks badass somehow, but yeah. And it looks clean. It just looks like a clean car. If I had this type of money, I would definitely test drive all three cars, also including the Lexus. Actually, good for the 7 Series, the S8, um, or just a normal A8. I would go for the S Class, and I would go for the Lexus LS, and then you probably covered the best cars in the world, I think, when it comes to European and Asian cars. America, of course, has its own luxury car brand, like Cadillac, for instance. But it doesn't really, it's not really applicable here in Europe actually. Um, Also, I think the Europeans extract way more horsepower from V8s than Americans do. But if I have to be really honest, like European cars are quite a nightmare when they get old. There's so much technology in there, and they really need specific maintenance done to keep them reliable, to keep them on the road. And that's usually where lots of people just say, I don't have any trust in the car no more. And that's why if you buy a car when it's brand new, it's more than 100,000 100,000 euros, 150,000 euros. That 20 years down the line, I can buy a car like this for 5K. It's crazy. It's really crazy. Then you know that, like, what happened. The depreciation on cars like these are just horrible. Let me just see what it has. It has 520 horsepower, so it's quite a lot. The other one had 640. This has 520. So the ABT tuned Audi was quite a monster actually. Let's see what else we got. This is also 2017. This one has 605, so probably also tuned. 2020. So this is a fairly recent car, and this is the 60 TFSI. I don't know what Audi did with 60 and 80 and 40. I don't follow it no more. I don't know what it is. Just tell me what the engine is, and then I know what kind of car you have. So this has 450 horsepower, and this one had the 605. But this is an S8 Plus, and this is just a regular. Okay, so we go for this one just to check. I don't know what the plus stands for. Probably also performance package. It's on sale on an Audi website itself, so you probably still have a warranty and everything. But look what they asked for, close to 64,000. But this is 2020. Let's see how it looks on the inside. Yeah, look at this, guys. I mean, you don't mind sitting in this car for 2 days. You don't mind doing it, and with the amount of horsepower and the installation, I mean, before you know it, you're in the south of Europe. No problem. No problem. I love it. Fantastic. Ceramic brakes on it. The whole package. This is fantastic. I don't know if this is classy or not. But Audi's just doing it, and there's a market for it. Oh, with this carbon ceramic look everywhere, it's like, yeah, you're really like in a high-tech spaceship, right? That's Audi does that well. I mean, there's a big market for that. They just want these kind of cars. I think an S-Class and a 7 Series are a little bit more conservative, but at the same time, people love technology and they want the latest gadget in a car, especially when you pay this much money for it. So this car was probably 150K or north of that, and now 3-4 years later down the line, they sell it for this amount of money, which is, yeah, I don't know if it's a bargain. If you're rich, then this is nothing. This is nothing. You have a fairly new Audi A8 and S8 on top of that. 605 horsepower Quattro Pro line, so all the things that you want. Has night vision, it has a head-up display, and has a roof that you can open. Yeah, what more do you want? Let's see how much it has been driven. Okay, not even 100,000 kilometers. That's not a lot. But within 3-4 years, so it has been driven a lot, which is great, right? You don't want a car that's standing still most of the time. You want a car that's been driven on a daily basis. Actually, that's what you want. On the highway, it uses 8 liters on 100 kilometers, which is nice for a V8. And in town, it uses 14 liters, which is, I think, still fine for 4-liter V8. What else we do want to know? Yeah. It's from the Audi garage, so we still have warranty. It went through all the checks. Audi's not going to send you on the road with a car that has warning lights beeping or something like that. So Audi Connect. So this is probably one of the last generations from the MMI system. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful car. I like it. This is nice. This is really nice. Yeah, it looks sportive, it looks aggressive, but at the same time it has a certain elegance. I mean, yes, I'm a bigger fan of the old school Audis, but this is a nice car. I mean, can't deny that. Let's see what else we got, and we're gonna close this live stream soon because I got other things to do as well. So this is a 60 TFSI. This is probably the highest within the hierarchy of Audis before the S8. This is an S line. This is almost 100,000 euros. This car is 1 year old. So this is the car that they have right now on sale for Audi. 60 TFSI, so it's an FSI engine with a turbo, producing 462 horsepower, 20-inch rims, TV inside, chair, ventilation, massage, 360 camera, digital matrix. I don't know what all of this is. I mean, I don't know modern cars that well, but I'm sure this is a powerhouse full of technology again. And look at it. This is what Batman would choose when he need a car, when he needs transportation. It's a bit vulgar, but at the same time it's kind of cool. I don't know. I'm not really an Audi guy. Don't get it twisted. I like the Audis from the 80s and the 90s. I can't repeat it enough. But this, to a certain degree, it's quite nice. Yeah. I like this as well. This reminds me a bit of American cars from the 80s as well. But so this is not an S8. This is quite a powerful A8, not an S8, but it has the S line package probably. So it has the S line chairs and yeah. So this is what a modern Audi looks like. You see, full of technology, clean. What more you want to see? Cameras everywhere, sensors everywhere, quattro 4-wheel drive system. The rear wheels also turn in when you go to a corner, so this makes this car feel like it's way more agile than it should be. I mean, this is the top of the food chain, basically, what Audi has to offer. And I don't know why is this a plug-in as well? I have no idea. Let me see. Is this? Oh, this barely didn't. This not even driven 15,000 kilometers. So let's see. So this is a 3-liter. And what is it? It must be a V6, I think. These modern cars, they don't. So do we have a? No, we don't have nothing. 60. Okay, let's see what is a 60 TFSI. I'm interested now. I think I'm guessing it's a 3-liter V6 with a turbo. Yes. What is that? Reject. Let's see. So this is what? Well, it's a plug-in hybrid with an electro engine and a petrol engine. But what is it? Okay, so a V6, 3-liter, dual overhead camshaft, producing 340 horsepower and 500 newton meters of torque. So it is a V6, a 3-liter V6, making it quite smooth with an electric engine on top of it. Okay. So you see, these modern A8s, they have V6s, not V8s no more. I don't know if that still comes back. Maybe, I mean, in the S8 they still have the V8, but those cars are not being sold that much. If you have the top of the line spec Audi, without having the S8, then you're going to have a 3-liter V6 with an electro engine. That's why they have this thing in the boot that you just saw. So to sum it all up, this is actually the last one. This is also an S8. This is an S8. They say, okay, then we have to, and this is close to 600 horsepower. So this is the latest S8 then, is it? Yes, it is an S8, and we have to see if this has a V6 or a V8. I think the 4-liter, they don't really say that. But you're not going to have a 4-liter V6. That's not going to happen. This must be a V8. And I can check here this license plate. So let's do that. Yes, let's see. Let's check the license plate. Four-liter. Okay. Yes, 8 cylinders. So for the latest S8, you still have a V8 to your disposal, which makes sense. I mean, if you have if you have a 60 TFSI, which is probably the top, or 80, I don't know what Audi is doing with those types. I don't know that. But for the S8, you have the V8. That's great. Hey guys, thank you for watching. I'm planning to do another car buying review the 1st of December. And if you could let me know if what I should focus on, and otherwise I'll just focus on Volvo probably next year, and a combination Volvo and Mercedes, because Mercedes, when it comes to my channel, has been quite successful. I know most of the viewers, most of the subscribers come from that, so I want to do something back to kind of revive my channel a bit, because I see there's not a whole lot of interest in Audi actually. Also not BMW, which I think is funny, but Mercedes is really where the core audience is at. Maybe because I'm also enthusiastic about that brand, so I don't know. But please let me know what you think. And I hope you all a very good week, and we're gonna catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching.